Hi guys, I'm live now. We're doing our stream.
Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan-Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for over 25 years and has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and a health advisor. And hey, we got the band back together.
Yeah, what do you know? Great to see you, Kent.
Good to be
Like,
seen.
I guys, if you guys don't know, it's just been crazy. Like it was pouring and I couldn't get here. I'm running late this morning. I just could not get here.
You're here.
We're here, and my person of interest that I was going to interview, it was in London. I have no idea, and she ended up in London. She lives here, but anyway, so I couldn't get a hold of her this morning, so it's okay. But what I'm going to be talking about a little bit is, are you afraid of your gifts? Now, I just wrote a blog about this, so check me out. That's thewisewomanstage.com. Connected to my YouTube and connected to everything. Yeah, I got to rename it, but they give me a hassle, so. Hey, I was blogging that before I did all this stuff, so you know how that is. Anyway,
nothing's easy unless you're made of money.
Oh, I know it. You know, and it just kills me. You know, I went through the process on my website of doing ads, Google ads, and they are just plastered. I'm like, it's ridiculous, and I'm making like 10 cents. Yeah. 20 cents. I mean, it's ridiculous, you guys. Come on. Seriously, morning, these companies take advantage. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking about people who are afraid of their gifts, because I am hearing that so much lately. Like, I know I've got ability, but I'm kind of afraid. And there's a couple of reasons why people are afraid. And the main one is the fact you were raised to be afraid. Okay. Now, modern organized religion teaches us to be afraid. You know, Christianity, all of them, Judaism, not so much, because, you know, they believe in the Kabbalah, but anyway, and that it's wrong. And what I find so interesting is the fact that it says how, you know, you shouldn't be going to a medium, and it says that in the Bible, in the exact same, and then later it says one of the gifts of the Spirit is the gift of prophecy.
That's right.
So, you know, and I am there to comfort, and I can pull out Corinthians 1, and where it says that I am there to bring hope and comfort to those in need. So what is it? You know, you have to go with what your heart tells you. And I know that I keep getting led to do this, so I have to keep doing this. So needless to say, that's why I'm doing it. You know, I had a lot of people that that have told me that you know, I'm a devil worshiper. I've actually, you know, and it's so interesting. And I invite you, I'm going to say it one more time, because I've been saying it. I have a new studio coming, by the way, at home. Awesome. My kids are leaving that apartment that I have an apartment in my house. And yes, they're moving out. And I'm going to be using the whole area. It's like, it's huge. It's probably about 12 to 1,400 square feet.
Well, you need help setting it up. Let us know.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to make a nice area so that I can tape everything. Yeah. But anyway, people, I'm inviting you on 3/15/2022 live. Please watch. It's an angel. Now, we've talked about this before, haven't we? We blew it up, and there's something on the screen doing, you know, it's an angel. There's no way that that's not what that is.
Right.
So we've been kind of like going, we didn't know what it was. So my point being, I have these people saying that this is an evil, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you know what? They're telling me to tell you stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? It's angels. I mean, you know what I mean? And, you know, as Kent, as an ordained minister.
That's right.
You know, I mean, what's your take on all this? I mean, seriously.
Well, you're absolutely right. People are given different gifts, and you know, by the Spirit. And if you use those gifts, you can use them for good or bad.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I think you have to be careful of is and of course I don't even think you have Well, I'd hate to piss you off, but I don't think you have a bad bone in your body.
He knows I have a temper. We've had an argument. I told you I had a temper.
Yeah.
That's this fire thing, though. I'm a fire sign. I'm a true fire sign, and yes, I have a fiery temper.
But somebody, a good Christian believer could be sitting right in front of Jesus and doubt that it's Jesus as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the thing is that I always invite all of you guys to please. I had somebody that did not know what I was talking about here on TikTok. The Apocrypha. That's the books, the lost books of the Bible.
That's right.
Now you need to read it. Even if you're a devout evangelical Christian, you need to read it because it gives you a different perspective on everything. Anyway, so I'm inviting you guys to do it. But anyway, all I know is that I'm doing what I feel like I should do, and I must be doing something right because, like I said, we're making a compilation of nothing but where you're seeing orbs around me. We haven't seen so much here, a little bit, but not much.
Really,
but
not a lot of action here since Pete passed.
Yes, yeah. You know what? Pete still talks to me. I'm telling you, I just heard from him recently. So he told me I was going to be okay. I have a health issue, and he keeps saying, "You're fine. You're going to be fine." Good. So I'm like, "Oh, okay," that type of thing. I what's so funny is sometimes things come to you guys. It's to teach you a lesson, to tell you to slow down or something like that. And I had to quit my tutoring. I do all this full time, and there's a lot involved in this. And then I'm tutoring, and I'm still retired. And I heard very clearly in my right ear. And by the way, if it comes out of your right ear, it's from an angel. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. The right ear always is an angel. And I heard somebody say, slow down, just like that. And so I'm slowing down. I've been having some anxiety issues. They're checking my heart and all this. I think it's anxiety, though. I really do. And that might be Spirit's way of very, very gently nudging me, saying, hey, this is too much. It's too much. So just remember that. Okay. So going back to, are you afraid of your gifts? I'm getting so many people calling me, and I'm averaging about 15 reads a week. I was up to 20 and 23 and 20, and it got to be too much. I had to back off a little. So if you want to go to enchantedsky.com and book a reading, do it now because I'll book. What happens is I book up like by Sunday, then they'll be booked.
Yeah.
But the good thing is now I'm going to open myself up from 3 to 5. 2 days a week. So if you want to go in the morning, you can do that. But most people like their weekends. Yeah, they do the weekend reading. So, and that's on Sundays. I offer that. So with that said, anyway, being afraid of it's so funny to hear that because I've been there. Okay. So if you're afraid of your gifts, and I get so many people that contact me that are talking to me, and I'm like, well, you're a psychic, right? And I can tell if you are. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Oh, good. Thank you, Rebecca. And they'll call and I'll say, well, you have ability. Well, I'm kind of afraid of it, or it's something like that. And I'm like, how did you get over it? So what I'm going to do is talk about it. Okay. For you. Now, by the way, from last week, I got a huge success off last week. Everybody likes my paranormal shows. And I had if you did not see it last week, check it out. Yeah. I have a ghost photo on there. Go on my website on enchantedsky.com, go to ghost photos. Look at the very bottom. You'll see a mirror with a ghost in it. And it's a lady from like the 1700s. Anyway, getting back to this. So all I know is how I've gotten over it. Now, when I first started doing this, you think that maybe I was doubting myself also? Of course we are. It's a normal human thing. But what happens is you have to develop trust and faith. I mean, it's literally what it's about. I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm supposed to be helping other people. Be scared if the evil people roaming around, not spirits that help aid are okay. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm reading people's comments. So I always have the idea, and I trust Spirit has never let me down.
Mm-hmm.
God hasn't let me down. God, it tells me I'm being directed on what to do and what to say. And I know that. I'm very careful. Now, I will tell you that I can say this now because I had a couple people like last week thought it would be nice. And, in this day and age, it's almost not, doesn't pay to be nice anymore. It really doesn't.
No. But you know what? People are in my circle, in my life, I'm finding nicer and nicer people.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I got to do. The reason that I said that is because I sometimes when you call me a lot and you become part of my client, that I check on you because I care and I know you and I know your background is. Now when you call me for a reading and I hang the phone up, I don't remember. I really don't. It's like I shut myself. It's like a mechanism from the other side that it's private. It's nobody else's business, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as you call me, I remember. Yeah. Well, anyway, all I did was sent out a, how are you, to about 30 people that are kind of like pretty close followers. I got one that how dare you contact me because I get up early.
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning, I just sent out little texts.
Yeah, hey, how are you?
How dare you send me a text that early, and why didn't you respond immediately? Because I sent the text out, turned my phone off, and went outside to work with my horses and my garden and stuff. Yeah. Didn't get back till noon. How dare I not respond so fast? No, calling me every name in the book. Then I got another one who didn't want to know the truth. Now, please do not ask me a question if you don't want to know the answer. Right. This woman was having a lot of problems in her family. That's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. And went off on me how I shouldn't be practicing because I must be burned out because I gave her too short of an answer, and that how dare I? How dare I do it for free, right? Because that was a free thing that I answered to. Sure. It's just interesting to see some of this stuff, you guys. But anyway, so free to your gifts. Free to your gifts. Now, I know, Kent, you've had some massive spiritual growth. Yeah. I remember I told you, and I did that live and looked at his chart, his astrological chart, and determined that I said we're in for a huge awakening, and it might be like a near-death experience. Well, that was the time Pete passed. Yep. It was right around that time too. Yep. And I saw that a
few weeks before that, actually.
Yep. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is that I can tell too when you're you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you're in a spiritual awakening. Now there's so many going on. Every time I know I'm leveling up. I know I am again. I don't think that you're gonna, I'm awake. Okay. Yeah. No, it's a growth. It's like a step.
The interesting thing is, for years and years and years and years and years and years, Hollywood has depicted people with these gifts as gypsies or crazy.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That too, yes.
Or all of a sudden demons start coming out of their ears or something like that. So I think, are a lot of people scared or afraid of their gifts because that's the way it's been depicted?
They're afraid that people are going to think they're nuts. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I am dealing with some, I retired and I said how much, remember how else I did is complain about my job?
Yeah.
But, it's trauma bonding, because now that I left, I was depressed because I miss my students.
Yeah.
And so I'm honestly, I suggest I'm seeing a therapist. I am. It's more, she's got a background in teaching.
That's
so she knows, she knows what teaching's like. Anyway, I called him up, and when I called him, I said, okay, you have to be able to, you're not going to tell me I'm crazy or I'm schizophrenic. I'm a medium and a psychic. Mm-hmm. But you know what? The whole office asked for a card and made an appointment. So every single one is like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. And I'm like, because I'm very careful. I had one year, a therapist that I quit seeing. She wouldn't believe that what I do is real. And I sat there one day, and I'm not kidding you guys. I sat there one day and I told her every single car color she owned through her whole life. I don't know why that's what they gave me, but you know what she kept saying? That was just luck. I mean, I told her your first car was a green station wagon, right? Yeah, yeah. And then you had a blue, like a Chevelle, right? And I'm literally telling her
Right.
that. And I said, this guy that's talking to me is he looks like this. And she said I was just lucky.
Yeah.
I kid you not. And I'm like, and I told her very nicely, I said, if you don't believe in what I do, we have nothing in common. I said, I'm the spirit's trying to prove to you that yes, what I do is real. And if anybody thinks that I get so many people, I'm cool. This is cool. I want to do it. Do you have any idea what a big responsibility this is? You guys don't realize you get all these people that hop on TikTok, hop on Facebook. They don't realize you are affecting people's lives. You have to learn to say things in a certain manner, do things in a certain manner. You have to have your ethics. There's just, man, I just can't. And I've been told stuff. I've had psychics that have told me stuff. I said, you shouldn't be talking to me like that.
So how do you suggest people handle it? Like Anna says, to be scary for me to do this, I wouldn't know how to handle it. And when you're given that gift, let's say you're and this has happened to you, you've talked about it on the show, is you're in the grocery store.
Yes.
And you're like, whoa, hey.
Yes. You know what? I have determined, I see people all the time in stores. But I have to tell you, I am able, after 25 years, to turn it off. I am able to turn off my ability.
Sure.
A lot of people don't. I have that ability. It takes a long time to master. Now, remember, I saw 750 kids a week. I could turn it on like that, and I can turn it off like that. And people are like, well, how do you know how? If I knew, I'd share it with you, but I do kind of just think back to myself. I think that's what I do. I kind of go back to me. Like I kind of like bring it in instead of letting it out, bring it in. And it seems like that's how I turn it off. So that if you've got ability, you understand that I concentrate on not concentrating. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like I could read you right now, but I'm choosing not to.
Thank you.
Hey, I know you too well anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, but you have several gifts. I mean, clairaudience, clairsentient, and those are different gifts, right? So
I would say when I say my empathic gifts, it's mostly mediumship.
Okay, yeah. But I could
I can read auras, and I remember I said I have the ability to feel aura.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those weird, and I don't see them, I feel them.
So if someone is clairaudient,
yes.
What does that mean?
That you can hear. I see, and you always go with your modality. Okay. If you're a learner, an auditory learner, that will be your modality, how you do readings. If you are a visual learner, that will be your modality. If you're kinesthetic or transcendent, that's another. Olfactory. I sometimes get those, but not as much. I'm mostly auditory.
Yeah.
So, and I'm an auditory learner. I'm usually, if you tell me something, I don't forget it. I'll even corner people. I'm like, no, that's what you said. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. Don't. And I think it's from getting your master's degree and listening to the professor all the time.
Yeah, sure. So
I think I've acquired that, but like I said, I'm also visual because I'm a visual arts teacher. So I can see them in my head and I hear them.
Yeah.
Every once in a while for fun, they throw me for a little bit of a loop. The other day I was standing in a elevator, and I couldn't. This is when I don't say things to people. Some people don't want what I'm selling.
Right.
It scares the hell out of them. So I don't do that. It's only if they go, oh, that's cool. And I go, I smell gardenia. Who has gardenia? And there were three other ladies in there. And I turned around. I said, did your grandma like gardenias? And the woman's eyes got really big. And she goes, oh, yeah. And I'm going, your grandma's right there next to you. And I didn't say anything. Have a nice day. And I walked. And she her mom said, that's the only time I'll do something like that. But it does scare people. Yeah. Now it scares yourself too, especially when you have dreams that come true. For a lot of people, I have found, most of you guys out there find that you dream and the dreams come true, because that's one of the most common gifts is the gift of dreaming, so that you understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jen Krejci says, Lana, what gets to me isn't the scared to be psychic portion. It's the sadness that follows of the damn, I still live in the physical world when I know the non-physical, pure love environment exists and I can't stay there. Does that make sense?
Jen, that makes complete sense. So she's basically, you get depressed because you have to be here. Now, I don't know if I ever told you my Weary Road story, but when some guy, I freed him. I clear houses, by the way. So that's where some of these weird pictures come from. So if you're looking at enchantedguy.com, go to Ghost Photos.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and I very specifically remember this, and I've shared this with you before, but a matter of fact, I'm on Be the Change. It's a podcast show. Also, I'm gonna be featured on as with because of paranormal
Awesome.
on Monday nights. I'll have to send you guys a link.
Yeah.
Be the Change. Anyway, it's a podcast station, something like this. It's down in Peoria or somewhere.
Sure.
And anyway, she's having me do Weary Road stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she wants paranormal stuff because I got all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so back to this is this. So I freed this guy. I cleared the energy. I cleared him. I said a prayer. You know that saying a prayer for somebody that you think is stuck will help them because an angel will come get them.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, that night I dreamed like the realest dream ever. And I'm standing on a step, and there were columns, white columns, and I'm on a marble step, and this guy comes running up to me and he goes, "Don't you know who I am?" Now the guy had told me he's Jim. Now I don't know if I ever told you that, but we actually verified that a guy had died on Weary Road that had caught on fire named Jim. Anyway, so he comes running up to me, he goes, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm so thankful you helped me. I was stuck. And I'm going to help you however I can." Well, anyway, I'm on the other side, and I realize all of a sudden I'm looking around and I'm on the other side. And knowing that I had to come back, Jen, pissed me off so bad that I was just I was crying my eyes out when I woke up, just crying and crying and crying. So I get you. But you do have to remember, this is just a short amount of time that we're here. Take advantage of it until you will realize when you've had the threat of having to leave early, you will appreciate what I'm telling you. Because even though we don't sometimes think we want to be here, this is why we came. So just remember that, okay? Like I said, I have a health problem. We are checking, and I'm not ready to go. I know that. I've got a lot of work to do yet. And I know that. So it makes me stay grounded, and it makes it real for me. So just remember that. Okay, Jen? All right. Oh, there. Okay. I'm reading comments, you guys. Okay. Oh, here comes. Okay. That's okay. I was supposed to have I have a person that's going to be on. I'll have to put her on next week. I have a guest that's coming. She's she owns her own life coaching, intuitive life coaching.
Cool.
So yeah. Well, I'm at a point where I'm kind of being led that way also, you guys, because I do a lot of support of other people who are starting their business as psychics, because I've been through it. I know it. I've been there. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, she couldn't be here. She's in London right now, supposed to be back into the country, and then I'm going to interview her. So we just missed each other. So it's okay. So we'll put her on next week. Okay. Yes, the universe is putting people together because of the age of Aquarius. Okay. Skeptics gotta love them. Well, you do understand that I will tell you, it's the first time you do readings and you want to do this for people. Do it for free for a while. Do it for friends. Sure. Do it for family, people that want it. And then start charging a low amount as you build your confidence. But also, just be prepared. You might be wrong. Now, here's how you're wrong. People can keep you from reading them, especially if they're skeptical. The people that are skeptics are the ones that they don't realize it, but they're shutting themselves down. I can't read your Akashic records. There's been times where there's been people that have been very skeptical. I've been able to read them anyway. And then there's been times where I can't, and I will look right at them and say, "I can't read you. I'm going to give you your money back. I can't read you." But, there's no such things as psychics. Well, that's if they understood the power of the mind and they understood the thing, the E equals MC squared thing that you know what I'm saying? Because I still say that what I do is I time jump.
Sure.
I'm able to time travel just a little bit. And like I said, we're going to discover that time is so fluid that it's just, there's something to it and it has to do with what I do also. So, okay. Let's see what we got. I'm forever. Yes, I'm going to take questions in a minute. How can you communicate with your spirit guides? Oh, I did this 2-3 weeks ago. Look at my podcast on Apple Podcasts or 216thenet.com.
That's
There'll
right.
be former ones on there.
Yep.
How do you communicate with your guides? Really fast. One more time. All you have to do is say, if I'm supposed to have my elective surgery, which I'm thinking I'm having elective surgery done, give me something. Give me I did ladybug and I did a tiger and it worked because they'll give you come on, it's February, right? What do I see on my windowsill crawling that next day? I'm like, wow, that was for real. You know what I mean? And then later that day I saw a tiger. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm supposed to be doing both. I kind of,
Yeah.
And if it's not clear, be very precise. Give me a pink balloon. I know that's and don't expect it to be a real balloon. It could be a picture of a balloon in a magazine or on it, you know what I mean, or on TV. See, I know that. Pay attention. That's the best way to communicate with them. That does work.
Yeah.
Try it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't want the answer, yes, I know, Deb. If you don't want the answer, don't ask the question.
That's right.
One more time. Like I said, well, it made me feel about this tall because I'm like, I hadn't done anything but just asked how you are. And then what happens is spirit, I'm telling you, this is more than just somebody encouraging me. I got this long email about how much I meant to them because sometimes and they put right on there, sometimes you don't realize how much how you are affecting other people.
Right. So, another what a good piece of advice for people who are afraid of their gift be to talk with someone like you. I mean, I'm not going to go to my grandmother who's a Bible card carrying Catholic,
exactly.
who's going to say, listen, you're crazy, right?
Yeah.
So if I feel that I've got a gift, I should probably talk to
somebody like me.
Yeah.
Somebody that believes in me. Now,
right.
Anybody that if you go to a therapist, you always ask them if they're a Jungian psychologist.
A Jungian.
Jungians believe, because Carl Jung believed in everything I'm doing. Because you've got your Freud and you got Jung.
Yeah.
And Jung believed in all of this. So just to let you know, and that's the first thing I asked the woman, and she's like, "Oh yeah. And I'm like, good. Because once I told it to her and she's like, "Oh, that's cool. You got a card?" And I'm like handing out cards and I'm like, good, I'm sure. A couple of them were very excited to meet me. And I was kind of like, I walk in there like, and it's like, oh, and I'm like, they were all waiting for me to come in. And I'm like, sure. That's cool. It's cool.
Right.
Yeah. So, I see people in stores. Yes. Sometimes, thank you. Somebody likes my turtle. I gotta see there. Here we go again. I gotta start selling these.
Yeah.
I had them for sale for a while. I only sold like 4 or 5. So but that's my logo. So yes. A couple more questions and then I'm gonna do my, my last 15 minutes. So okay. Let's see. Who's the best? What's the best session to book for us? If you really want to know, I think you should join my buymeacoffee.com/enchanted sky.
Yep.
That's my Patreon. I have 7 members who are very close with me. It's part of my little tribe. Last week we were covering again how to use their astrology to their benefit, and I'm going to start covering what I had started last week with psychometry and how to read objects. I can guarantee I can teach you in 20 minutes how to read objects. So join that if you're interested, because well, I'm only going to take a total. I think we said 30. I think I'm at 10. So we've got, because I just started about a month ago.
Michael
so-
says, "Hey Lana, got the tarot deck yesterday. Thanks. You
Oh,
rock."
good. Yeah, I give out stuff, you guys. Every once in a while. Hi, Michael. I couldn't get it to mail. He gave me the wrong zip a little, and I'm standing at the post office going, wait a minute, this has to. And finally, we figured it out. We had it mailed to us. But I give out every once in a while free things. And what's so good about it, he'll have my energy on it. So
Yeah.
okay, this is something that I find very interesting, because that was when I came into the psychiatrist's office, and I stood there, and the woman's like, anybody ever told you how much energy you give off? And I'm like, yes, I have been told that before. She goes, it's like you just are like bigger than life. You like just, and I said, I'm a Reiki healer too. So, and here's the thing. There's a lot of people that don't like me. And you know why? Because they don't want to be healed, or they don't like what I'm selling. And so I've had a couple people like, I just don't like her energy for some reason. And I'm like, well, I'm not, I'm not trying to throw it upon you, but if I'm radiating it out, what am I gonna do?
Right.
I can't. I can concentrate. I can concentrate and go like this and kind of bring it back in. But you know what? I don't care anymore. So if you don't like it, that's just too bad, right? So I'm gonna be me. So and it's gotten me 31 years. All I know is that I am an emotional healer. You should feel better after watching me. You should feel just being around me. You should feel better. It's like I absorb your energy. And I kind of think that I was just talking to Kent here that I'm having some health issues. And I really think I'm not clearing myself properly. I am feeling, because I am doing a lot of this, and we're talking a lot. Okay. And because now I'm full time, I think I got sick. And I got really sick. My heart skipping, really bad anxiety, out of the clear blue. That was the week I did 22 readings. And then I'm live, and then I have my Patreon, and it's a lot. And I honestly think that is what this is. They're doing all these tests, and they can never find anything. You know how that is. And because they don't understand that it's spiritual. Now, I do have one doctor, and I told him, I said, I think it's spiritual. Yeah. And then I told them what I do, and they go, duh. He literally said, well, duh. And I'm like, he goes, go sit in the ground. So, some of the doctors are waking up too, realizing that this is a real thing.
That's right.
So, yeah. Anyway, I think about that time, correct?
Yeah, let's do it. This is the time where we can open up for questions. And Christopher Trevino comes right out of the gate. What should I do with my connection to Jackson?
It's got to be more specific. What do you mean? Be a little more specific on that, because I don't understand the question quite. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Let's see who else we got. How do I join Patreon? Erica, what you do is you just go on. Could you put up buymeacoffee.com/enchanted sky? If you're on here, it's buymeacoffee.com/enchanted sky. And you can find that way. Okay. That's my donation. If anybody wants to, because remember, I do all this for free, you guys. Been doing this podcast 2 years for free. So if you would like to help me out and donate me a cup of coffee, that money's going towards me to help me get I want a healing center, but I also want an art studio. People can come and take classes. That's my goal. So you can also look at 216thenet.com. Also check me out on TikTok. It's on TikTok in my bio. But it's, check me out there. So just to let you guys know. Okay. What Nico career? Erica, I don't understand that question. Oh, what career will Nico be? Okay, I think I got it. He's going to have quite a few. He's not going to decide till he's around in his mid-30s what he's going to do. But it's something where he's putting stuff together. I don't understand that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's computers or cars, or I don't get it. But it's something like that. Something working with his hands. Okay.
Anna asks, what kind of timeline do you see me to work at home?
4 months. 4 months. Okay. Yes, Jessica, ask me a question. Oh, good. Somebody said, thank you for the insight on seeing things visually because you're a visual learner. Yes. Thank you. Okay.
Michael asked, hey, Lana, are you able to tell if I have any negative attachments?
Who said this?
Michael Farr.
Michael, I want to say that you give me a call. You're one of my followers. Give me a call.
Yep.
No, seriously, give me a call. Okay.
There we go.
What do you need for a reading? Go to enchantedsky.com and you can book one.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to have to tell you, I had to raise my prices a little. It was one. I know I'm sorry. You know how I am about that. I don't
Welcome
like
to the world. Everything's a little bit
Everything's more expensive, but I didn't. It was $5.
Yeah.
$5 for my half an hour and like $20 for my hour. So sorry, guys.
Some of the best prices out there.
Yeah, they are. They are. I'm told I'm cheap. Everybody, every time anybody calls me, they go, "You're cheap." I'm like, cheap, inexpensive does not mean bad quality.
That is correct.
So besides, how many people guarantee them? If I, as a medium, if you call me as for a medium reading and somebody doesn't come through who I try to get through for you, I give you your money back. Can't guarantee my psychic readings because it's free will, but I can guarantee my mediumship.
There
okay.
You go. Kelly Jess Furman says, will my finances ever get in order?
In about 2 years, you have to do, Kelly, it's something to do with your credit score. Is there something weird about you? Once you get something paid down or off or something, it seems like that will settle something down and then you're going to open up and refinance. It's like keep working on it. It's all that little stuff that adds up. And I know you're thinking, oh, I'm just broke right now. And there's more to it than that. Okay. So just remember that if you chip on it all together, sit down with somebody if you have to that knows money, they'll get you out of it. But it's going to take you about 2 years complete. You'll start pulling yourself out in a few months, but it's going to and I mean completely out within 2 years. Okay.
Yep. And Lillian, there you go. We've got the buymeacoffee.com at Enchanted Sky. And it kind of looks like this when you get there. There you go.
Erica, Nico wants to know if he'll ever have his own pet monkey.
Ooh.
We are watching together. You nailed it. I think you're going, you have the chance to. I don't know if you're going to, because I think you're going to see how much work it is. You guys don't realize how, because I know people have had monkeys. They are children.
Oh, yeah.
They are, to an extreme, because they're very naughty children.
Yeah.
And I just want you to, just thought I would put that out there.
A little spider ones.
Hey, exactly. I have horses, dogs, and we found homes for our goats because they weren't mine. And you're gonna see that it's a lot of work.
Kelly says, yeah, credit score is horrible. Student loans are killing her.
Oh yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Garnett asks, anything on my job interview Friday?
They're going to call you back for another one. They're going to like you. I think, are you sure you want to have more than one job interview? It seems like there's two. Either that or maybe there's 2 jobs at the same place or something. They may offer that to you. Yes, you can ask a question, Jess. Yes, dreams always mean something. Sometimes, Rebecca, they don't mean something. Sometimes there's different types of dreams. There's the ones where you're replaying old stuff. Sometimes there's 3 types. I could go into great detail, but I'm not going to, but there's 3 types. They don't always mean something. Sometimes they are a fear dream and you're afraid of something, and it'll appear like it means like this deep thing, but it's really, you're just afraid of something. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So it's like a fear dream. Yeah.
Christopher Trevino says, hey, Lana, I just want to thank you for how much you've helped me recently. I've been going through a lot of change and awakening, and you've helped me through a lot. Heart.
Thank you. And yes, I'm going to get my book written. If you guys don't know, I'm working on a PhD that I haven't even picked up yet. Anyway, I haven't picked the books up. I'm so busy with readings. Like I said, I was telling Kent, I got hit in between the eyes. I am working too much. And I thought that I could handle 3 hours a day, just going to print, doing this. And because I was working full time doing this,
sure,
but I can't anymore. And I I haven't been feeling good because I'm tired. I've been over, my heart or something's been, I think it's just anxiety. Anyway, I heard so clearly out of my right ear, and I'm telling you, I'm going to say it one more time, slow down.
Take a deep
And
breath.
now that I've slowed down, because today I've slowed down, I feel better already.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Cindy P says, do I need to worry about my mom's health?
Yes, to a certain extent. She's been to the doctor. Please have her go to the doctor. Does she have any kind of heart problems or anything? Or blood running? I don't want to say she's unhealthy, but I'm not a doctor. But make her go to the doctor. Have her checked out. I don't know why I say that, but usually when I say that, that's right. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
Valerie then comes in and asks, do you see me selling my home and moving to the country?
Yes. But it's going to be about a year, a little bit over a year. Sorry, guys, that those sounds are people that are they're booking readings. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Cindy says she has high blood pressure.
Oh, okay. I want that watched because it seems like it might be a little high or something. I just want that watched. Okay.
Yep. Valerie, George, do you see me selling my home, moving to the country?
Yes, in about a year, about 12 to 14 months.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Thompson, will my gifts open up enough to help others?
Always. That's what they're for. It's just you have to get over the fear of not being right, of
Right.
doubting your own self.
Right.
And like I said, I'm going to tell you one more time, spirits never let me down.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's funny that one of my friends pointed that out, because I'm always like, I'm like, I said something to her and she goes, well, you've got faith in the spirit because it's never let you down. You've been right.
Yeah.
Now, am I perfectly right 100% of the time? No.
Nobody
I can't
is.
be.
Yeah.
I can't be. I just can't. I'm human. But I'm about 90%. And usually when I say something, my kids listen very well. Especially if I'm walking by and I just say something off the top of my head and keep walking. They're like, and they'll listen. And I'm not really, you're not really supposed to read for your family. You know that, right? You shouldn't be able to read for your family. And I can, and I don't know why. I read for my husband. I've read for my kids. I've read for my son-in-law. I'll say to my son-in-law, well, you've got to go back to, you're going to be in Phoenix, because he flies back and forth. You're going to be in Phoenix for not 2 weeks, 3. Because he said, I'm going to go for 2 weeks. Nope, 3. And I'll say, and sure enough, and he's always like, yeah. And my newest son-in-law always says, we've gotten so used to the way things are around here now that we don't even bat an eye, because he thought he used to think I was crazy. And then he saw how right I am all the time, and he's like, I don't even think about it anymore. So I'm like, okay, we'll just go with it. And my kids say to me, well, we were raised this way. We were raised around it 100% of the time. So we just think it's life, like normal. And so when people ask me, what's it like to being married, having a mom for a psychic, you're like, I just like having anybody else's mom, I guess. So you get used to it, right? So, okay, I want a couple more questions.
Sam Jurowitz says, hi, Lana. When I dream, I usually see what's going to happen, and sometimes it does happen. Is this a gift, and what should I do to strengthen it?
Yes. Use your dream journal, Sam, and yes, it is a gift. Sometimes you're seeing your chart yourself too. We write a chart for ourselves when we get here on this planet. We wrote a chart and we get it. It's like, I know it's crazy. We have like a council that approves it, and it's been approved by God, type of thing. But we know it's in it. That's why when you hear people go, they'll say weird things like
deja vu.
Yes, or my mother says the day before how she wanted her funeral, and then she died the next day. She knew. Her soul knew. She used to tell me I'd never make it to 60, and she didn't. And so I knew, you know what I'm saying? We know. And sometimes those are little markers that remind us. Use a dream journal, write down everything that comes. I have one. I've had some really weird dreams lately, and like I should be writing them down. And then you wake up and and then you lay back down, go back to the sleep, and can't remember. Doesn't that suck? So it sucks. So anyway, are we done? I think we're about done.
We got about 1 minute.
1 minute.
Go.
Okay, one more question, guys. One more question.
Does anybody have one last question?
Here, wait. I've got plenty here on. I've got plenty. I can give you a reading. You guys got to be a little bit more with me when there's so many people. My mom is with me. I feel her sometimes. Good. Here, I need to hear from your dad. Give me a call or Jess, or make an appointment. How do we join your circle? One more time. I call it my tribe. Okay, it's called buymeacoffee.com. It's in my bio on TikTok, / Enchanted Sky. So if you go on buymeacoffee.com and just put Enchanted Sky in, SKYE, it'll pop up.
There we go.
Okay. I do have somebody also on TikTok that's still attempting to be me. So please be careful, and people are figuring it out. I can't get TikTok to do anything about it.
Yep,
and
just the way they go.
I will never reach out to you. You have to reach out to me. This person is like reaching out to asking for readings, asking for money. So just please be careful.
That's right. One last question.
Sure.
Cindy asks, will my brother and sister ever make peace with each other?
No.
There you go.
Sorry, Cindy. Hate to give you bad news.
There you go.
Okay.
Of course, that's going to do it for this episode of Metaphysical Meanderings. Come back next week. Same metaphysical time, same metaphysical channel.
Yep. Same Bat channel.
We're very humbled and thank everybody for joining us this morning. Remember, lean into your gifts. If they give them to you, don't be scared of them.
Yes, be scared.
For all of us here at 216 The Net, thanks for getting caught in the net with us this morning.